Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Yaudin. So, today I will be explaining about Chang's paper. He write about over 99.6% pure sub-millimeter long carbon nanotubes realized by fluidized bed with careful control of the catalyst and carbon feeds. So, he write about the production of carbon nanotubes by fluidized bed method. So we can see here from the introduction, we can see the objective of this paper is to design and develop a new fluidized bed chemical vapor deposition reactor with an internal heat exchange and preheating zone, and investigated its performance in producing sub-millimeter long carbon nanotubes. Why he say new reactor? Because he already developed original method of producing fuel carbon nanotubes. So here he want to design and develop the new reactor. From the experiment here, we can see that this is the steps of the experiments that he used. So basically only 3 steps, but the step is cycle about to 10 cycle. So first, the aluminium oxide bits, I don't know, maybe alumina bits, I don't know what's the name, will be loaded into the reactor, and then all the gas except for the catalyst vapor were fed into the outer tube. That's mean here oxygen and argon. The catalyst vapor basically is the aluminium isoproposites and ferrocene. This one is later will be fed from bottom. The one that is fed here will be heated, and then it will move inside the alumina, inside the bits lah. And then they will produce the catalyst deposition around the bits. And then after that, the move to the next process is the process of catalyst reduction and carbon nanotube growth. Here, reduction of ferrum catalyst by introducing H2 followed by carbon nanotube growth by feeding methane. So lastly the carbon nanotube that were produced will be separate by the flow of gas. So when the carbon nanotube is separated, the process the bits will be like this again. Will undergo the first cycle again, and then the cycle continue about 10 cycle without changing the bits. So that's basically the experiment that Chang had been done to produce carbon nanotube, and here is the result. Heating state of the beds in the reactor with an internal heat exchange and preheating zone. Second one is semi-continuous production of carbon nanotubes and resulting carbon nanotube structure. So we just look at the figure. So from here is the old tube, and this one is the new tube with the with extra what we say here, a new coaxial double tube with temperature distribution for various argon gas feeds. In A, argon was fed at 3.16 up to 10 SLM flow rate to the bed through the distributor from the bottom. So argon is being fed here around 3.16 to 10. So they just plot 3 flow rate to show the graph here. This is the distance from the distributor. Okay, so in the new tube, there was two fed from here and from bottom. So constantly from the catalyst line at the bottom at 1 flow rate SLM, and from the top through the heat exchange and preheating zone and the distributor at the bottom at 4 to 29 flow rate SLM. I don't really understand the sentence here, but what I understand from here is 1 SLM, and from here varied from 4 to 29 SLM. So the overall is about 30 lah. 1 plus 29, 30 maximum. So they just plot from 5, 10, 20 and 30. So we can see the new tube with coaxial double tube. The flow rate, the temperature much more not very much, not very much like all the old tube. And here is the real picture, but this one is single fluidized bed reactor, not the old one, not the new coaxial double one. In the picture of A is the picture of bits before CVD, and picture of B the bits after CVD but before separating, and C is after the carbon nanotubes has been separated. So we can see that in B the bits will the length of the bits will be increased up to 4 times the initial length, and after separate it will went to the initial length. So this is the image of the carbon nanotubes that has been collected. So here it say about 0.82 gram of carbon nanotubes collected in just one cycle. All steps were performed by gas flow modulation at a fixed set temperature of 745 degree in single fluidized bed reactor. So this one without any changes. Also we can see here this is SEM and this is TEM picture. This is the graph. So basically from the TEM we can see that the depth of arrow from the top. So this is the top, this is middle, and this is bottom. At the top we can see that the average diameter is about 9 to 10, but in the middle the average diameter is about 10 to 12, something like that lah. And bottom much more, about 14 like that, about 13, 14, something like that. So the average diameter slightly increase when the depth of the from the top array increase. Let's just read this one. I see an image of the carbon nanotube separated from the bits by the gas flow and collected in the bottle container A and B. SEM image that was collected in the bottle container in here. See the change in the average diameter of carbon nanotube plot against the depth of the from the top of the carbon nanotubes array. The arrow bars show the standard deviation D to F, TEM image and diameter distribution of carbon nanotubes at the top, middle and bottom of a single piece of carbon nanotubes taken out from the array respectively. So the other experiment that he had done is he want to control the amount that he was to produce the controlling amount and size of ferrous particle and resulting carbon nanotube. So actually he want to vary the size of the ferrous particle and the carbon nanotubes that are produced. So this is how he done it. Actually he varied the argon carrier for the ferrocene, and then he observed the ferrum thickness, the Fe thickness. As we can see here, when the argon carrier for ferrocene increase in volume, the volume of argon increase, so the thickness will be increased also. This one. B is the picture of AlOX, the one that will be deposited on the beads. C is 1.77 nanometer ferrum on AlOX, and D is 0.28 nanometer ferrum on AlOX. Why D is bigger in size, while why D is smaller in size? Because D, you can see here, only 0.28 around here. So we can guess that the argon is just about 50. So we can see on D only 50 volt centimeter cube of argon gas. While for C, 1.7 something here, you can see around 250, something like that. 250 on C. Continue from that, we can also see that the carbon nanotube array length, and this one the carbon nanotube weight will also vary when the volume of argon is being varied. So here there has two parameter, which is 10 minute and 20 minutes. So we can see for both 10 minute and 20 minute, the length of carbon nanotube array will increase when the volume of argon for ferrocene also increase. The same goes to the weight of carbon nanotube. The weight will also increase for both 10 minutes and 20 minutes when the volume of argon carrier for ferrocene is increased. This is the SEM images. This is for the 10 minutes, and this is for the 20 minutes. This is for 250 centimeter cube of argon. This is 200 centimeter cubes. This is 150 centimeter cubes. This is 100 centimeter cubes, and this is 50 centimeter cubes. So from figure like this, we cannot see much except when we use ruler to really measure the length. Note that CVD was carried out under same conditions as figure 3 and 4, figure above 3 and 4. This is the just continuation using 1.1 volume of methane for either 10 or 20 minutes. Okay, later on for this one, is experiment on here, maintaining the activity of small catalyst particle by moderating methane feeds to produce sub-millimeter long few wall carbon nanotubes with reduced diameter and improved purity. So he vary the methane. Let's see from here, we can see the argon carrier for ferrocene is 250 centimeter cube, and here is only 50 centimeter cubes. This one we can see that 0.73 volume of methane for 10 minutes. This one is for 20 minutes. This one is 0.37 percentage volume of methane for 10 minutes, and this one is 20 minutes. So this is the images from SEM images that had been captured. So from all this table, we can conclude this one is 1.1 is from the previous experiment. This one 1.1, and also this one, and also this one. The new one only run two different methane, which is 0.73 and 0.37. So from 1.1 percentage volume of methane, we can see that the carbon nanotube weight vary quite a bit, and also for the argon carrier gas for ferrocene, which is 50 and 250 centimeter cubes. And for the second one, for J, is 0.73% of volume of methane. The same 50 and 250 centimeter cubes. And the K, and for K is the weight for carbon nanotubes, where 0.37% of volume methane is used. From here, this is when he varied the methane. So we can see that the production of carbon nanotubes, the weight of carbon nanotube will get smaller when less methane has been used. Okay, from here, what about this one? This one is actually the diameter. Just one is the weight, this one is the diameter for 50 and 250 ferrocene. So the diameter will vary from top, middle, and bottom. This one is with 0.73 percentage volume of methane has been used. For the second one lah, 0.73. This one 0.73. The length. So the length also same trend. You can see that the average diameter will increase from when the depth from the top ray is increased. Just like the this one. Yeah, just like the one, the length also increase. Lastly is the composition of element. Other than carbon, there are also oxygen, aluminium, silicon, and ferrum. So note that no chemical purification was applied in making the carbon nanotube papers. In B, with centrifugation, S is also contained at 0.61 due to SDBS used in dispersion. From figure 9A, TG DTA curve of carbon nanotubes synthesized using small ferrum particles, which is 50 centimeter cube argon carrier gas for ferrocene with 0.73 percentage volume of methane. The sample was as same as in figure 8D. This one, figure 8D. I'm sorry, this one. This one. So this is the TG DTA curve. I don't really understand what is TG DTA curve. Maybe you can ask doctor for that. For figure B, the elemental composition of the ash after TG DTA measurement. So we can see that ferrum, this is in the ash. Ferrum, oxygen, aluminium, carbon, and silicon. There is a lot of ferrum. In figure 10, composition of the effluent gas from fluidized bed chemical vapor deposition reactor for different chemical vapor deposition times analyzed by the gas chromatography. Chemical vapor deposition was carried out with the moderate carbon feed of 0.73 percentage volume of methane and small ferrum particle with 50 centimeter cube argon carrier gas for ferrocene. Molar ratio, CVD, time, which is minutes. So this is all methane. This is production. So from this one, I don't really understand what the writer want to write. But so basically he just want to just want to see, just want to compare about the difference in the usage of methane, in the usage of argon carrier for ferrocene, and also by comparing the oil tube and the new tube. So I think that's just my presentation. Let's see how many minutes. I already exceed 15 minutes.